What's going on, my crypto people? Inside of today's video, we're going to be diving into the latest news on DOGINME. And for those that remember, about 45 days ago, I put out a follow-up video on DOGINME stating that this is a gem and this is a project you don't want to sleep on. And over the weekend, Coinbase made it known to the public that they will be listing DOGINME on their exchange here soon. And as I've said previously in other videos when I was talking about certain base tokens, when it came to all of the different dog memes, I always had my highest conviction in DOGINME. Now, nothing against Benny, nothing against Benji, 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏, and some of the other ones, but DOGINME is the first dog token and maybe the only one on base that gets listed on Coinbase, but that's for another video. Now, before we dive into the rest of today's content, there's a couple of things I want to touch on because it has been about a month and a half since I put out a video. Now, with all of that being said, I don't think we've seen the peak of the bull run as of yet. All right. I still think the peak is coming here in the near future, but I also believe we're going to see the start of the bear market as well. Now, I've said this in tweets last year, the previous year, and I've also said this in videos last year and the previous year, and I'm still standing on that. So now you guys need to understand, if I'm stating, right, and there's going to be people that agree and some that disagree, 100% fine. But for me personally, I don't think we've seen the peak yet of this bull run. And so we're already in the third month of this year, which is March. We're mid-March. And so that means there's 9 months left in this year. Now, as I said before, if we haven't seen the peak of this bull run as of yet, that means it's going to be happening sooner than later. And that also means if you're looking to get into any new projects, or if you're looking to take advantage of the current projects that you hold, that means you want to be selling out of those projects this year, right? Not next year, this year, okay? And again, I said the peak of the bull run hasn't happened yet, but we're also going to see the start of the bear market in 2025 as well, the same way it happened in 2021. Now, I don't know if we're going to see a double top as we saw in 2021. In 2021, May was the current all-time high. It pulled back and consolidated for about 5 months, and then we hit the current all-time high at that time, which was the 3.1 trillion market cap Bitcoin at 69K, which was in November of 2021. Now, here we are in 2025. It's not a guarantee that this market will double top again. And also, I want to tell you guys, if you're waiting for things to be perfect to take profits, from experience, it will never be perfect. I've been in crypto since early March of 2020, 5 years now, and I'm telling you from experience, it will never be perfect. So take your profits when things start to go parabolic again. And you may be saying, well, Mike, when is that going to happen? I'm not exactly sure, but it's going to happen this year and you're going to know. All right. If you're watching this video, that means you have eyes and you have ears, right? So you're going to know when things go crazy again. And when they do, make sure you take your profits, because I'm telling you, for those that say, well, I'm just going to hold it for the long term, you're not going to say that in the bear market. You're going to wish you took profits. So I'm just telling you from experience. And so also, before we dive into DOGINME, also, I want to touch on this real quick. I'm not going to be here forever in the crypto space publicly, right? I'm always going to be an investor, but I'm not going to always be here publicly, doing this type of content. So I say that to say this: for those people that say, hey, Mike, can you do a follow-up video on this? Or for people that always need, some type of, influencer or content creator, right, to make a follow-up video on a project you hold to basically pump you up for holding it. You're not holding it for the right reason. You don't have true conviction. You're borrowing conviction from somebody else, and you're going to limit the success you can have with that asset. All right, so hear me on this. If you are one of those people that always needs someone to make a follow-up video to make you feel good about an asset, you didn't buy for your own reasoning. All right. And that is going to limit your success in this space. All right. So enough touching on that. Now, for some people that may have skipped forward, that's perfectly fine. But for people that's really trying to get some understanding and some wisdom in this space and how to operate, hopefully you take heed to what I said. So if we briefly look at the chart here for DOGINME, we can see it's currently sitting just under a 70 million market cap with a very, very healthy liquidity at 4.6 million. And the crazy thing about this is, You got projects that's close to a billion, that's in a billion, and don't even have this amount of liquidity. Absolutely diabolical, right? And so that is crazy. And some people may wonder why Coinbase decided to list DOGINME compared to some of the other ones. Well, I'm going to tell you 4 quick reasons why I think so. Number 1, the longevity. Number 2, the liquidity. Number 3, the community. And number 4, it doesn't have that cabal feel around it like some of the other projects did. And this is why I think Coinbase decided to list DOGINME next, right? Nothing against the other projects, but again, this is why you don't put all your eggs in one basket, and you have to go off of your own conviction. All right. So if we look at this tweet here, DOGINME has been added to the Coinbase listing roadmap. Further details moving forward will be released. And if you look right here from this tweet, assets added to the roadmap today. DOGINME, this was March 13th. All right. If we head back over to the chart, you can see March 11th, a nice candle here on the 12th. Pulled back just a little bit and then shot all the way up the following day once that news got out. And then here you can see we are on our way up to the upside. Now, as you can see, this is massive consolidation. We saw some spikes here and there, but you can see on this line here, crazy consolidation, right? Look at the amount of holders. Over 128,000 holders, over 2 million in volume. And so again, I put out a video stating, I'm going to come back to this here in a second. I put out a video January 27th, and I said one of the next base cryptos that could explode. And as you can see for the thumbnail, don't sleep. And here we are 45 days later, it being announced that it's getting listed on Coinbase soon. There's not a date yet for those that's asking, well, when is the date? That hasn't been released yet, but it will be getting listed. And so if you look at this video here, again, this was January 27th, I put this out, right? Listen to what I say here. But DOGINME, in my opinion, is a gem on base chain right now. And if we head over to, and if you see the current market cap at that time, it was just under 40 million, and now we're just under 70 million for the market cap. So again, it's completely up to you on, what conviction, what projects you get into. But DOGINME, out of all of the dog tokens on base, DOGINME was the one that stood out to me. And last month, we also noticed that DOGINME was spotted on the Robinhood wallet, right? Which is also kind of a good thing. And then we haven't saw this yet, but I mentioned in that video I put out that we just took a look at, that Kraken kind of hinted towards that they will be potentially listing DOGINME. So again, they may be connecting that with the Coinbase listing. So when Coinbase get ready to list it, Kraken could be right before it or right after, or potentially the same day. But I do think there's going to be other bigger exchange coming out of the woodworks to help list DOGINME, which means that could potentially give us even more upside, which I do think DOGINME is going to go a lot higher here in the near future. And so one thing I do want to say as we get ready to close this video out, if you're buying a new asset this year, or if you're still holding assets and you're wanting to, sell out of those, you want to do that way before this year ends, right? You're never going to know when the bear market starts until it's already happened. And at that point, you've already lost value in your assets. So as I said at the beginning of the video, it will never be perfect for you to take profits. So I'm telling you, take your profits when things start to go parabolic again, because it is going to be a short window from the peak to when things start to fall. If you go back to 2021, after the November all-time high, the 69K Bitcoin, the 3.1 trillion market cap, things went down for like a year straight, right? When you go back and look at the chart. So again, when things start to go parabolic again, and you're going to know when they do, that's when you want to make your move. All right. So remember, don't wait for somebody like me to make a video to make you feel good about a project you're holding. You want to hold it for your own sake, right? You want to hold it off of your own conviction, right? Based off of what you like about the project. So again, I'm just sharing this with you. I'm not always going to be here making these crypto videos. So again, please take heed to that, because I do want everybody to win based off of how much they have invested, right? That's going to be different amounts for every single person. But again, I do think DOGINME is a pretty good project to put your eye on that do have some nice gains in the future that I believe we're going to see. So this is great not only just for the holders of DOGINME, but this is also great for the overall base chain ecosystem, because a couple months ago, as we know, Toshi got listed on Coinbase, which I did a video on that as well. So again, this is also a plus to the base chain ecosystem. Also, of course, the DOGINME holders. But again, I just wanted to touch on some of those things because it's not talked about enough in the crypto space. Smash that like button if you gain some value from this video, besides me just talking about DOGINME, but the stuff I was talking about prior to in the beginning of the video. Let me know down in the comment section. Really appreciate it. I hope everybody, gets some success out of this cycle. It's going to be a short window. So again, lock in. This is the time, and I will see you all on the next one.